Opposition spokesman on education, Peter Bunting, says despite the worsening situation, there's been no firm response from the minister with responsibility for education, Carl Samuda. Speaking Friday on Power 106 FM's Morning Agenda, Mr. Bunting says this is unacceptable.
He has all the statistics from the various schools across the various regions. He would know where the crisis points are in terms of the breakdown of order in the schools, and we should be seeing significant resources placed against these issues. Remember, we have what in some places is described as a school to gang or school to prison pipeline. It is typically speaking the same, what we refer to as euphemistically as troubled children who drop out, who join gangs and carry this violent behavior into the society generally. And then it becomes a problem for the Ministry of National Security.
Since last November, there have been 6 reported attacks on teachers in western Jamaica. This week, there were also incidents at Homestead Primary in St. Catherine, Aracabessa High in St. Mary, and Gregory Park Primary in St. Catherine, in which teachers were attacked or threatened. And Mr. Bunting is not in support of the call for the Jamaica Teachers Association for its members to be armed with non-lethal weapons like pepper spray to fend off attacks. He says safety and security officers should be assigned to schools. Mr. Bunting suggested long-term measures to help prevent violent attacks in schools.
In approaching it, can't just be that we put safety and security officers alone. That is necessary in the short term. But longer term, we need social workers, we need behavior psychologists, we need a targeted tertiary intervention, particularly for the small percentage of the school cohort who is actually initiating most of these problems.
Meanwhile, Mr. Bunting is recommending that each education region be provided with security and safety consultants to conduct assessments of schools and advise administrators on measures to be implemented in response to the increasing incidents of attacks.
You know, we have nearly 1,000 schools, and if the problem is concentrated in 50 schools, let's say, then we don't need to target in the initial round the entire 950 schools. We need to look at where the problems are most acute and target the resources at those quickly so that we cauterize the issue. But what seems to be happening now, particularly as, video clips are shared frequently and widely, is that we're almost normalizing, or we're seeing a normalization of this type of behavior across the school system, which is why it's so urgent that we address in a very targeted and immediate way what is happening now.
Michael Sharp, Frontline News.